Right rapier. It's good they start at level 50, because having to level them from 30 would be like a real pain. I will save her. Please, hurry through the gate here and just keep going straight ahead. You're sure to find him. The Traveler was some sort of mage, I think, but it was 1 against 5. Surely he couldn't stand against so many. Yeah, that's definitely new quest accepted music for me. Yeah, I don't believe the other job sounded like that. That it's been a while. No, Paladin was our first job, so we'll use that one to get the other one. Ode to tradition, blah, I cannot speak right now for some reason. Well-dressed lass. Don't touch... Oh, you're not one of them. I mean, you shouldn't go around touching kids regardless. Uh-oh. They look serious. Oh, he looks jaundiced. Yay! I mean, he's no great Azuro, but... And who might you be? I appreciate you asking instead of just attacking me out of the blue. You came to lend your aid. My apologies. Had I but known, I would have spared you a villain or two. After all, you seem to share my distaste for those who would prey upon defenseless children. Aye, birds of a feather are we. I am... Oh, I cannot pronounce that. Exruntia? Zruntia? A pilgrim of sorts? Might I know your name, friend? Zilly? Now why does that strike such a familiar chord? Oh, my chocobo's gone. Excuse me, I just wanted to thank you for saving me. Please, sir, could I have some more? My pleasure, child. You are unharmed, yes? Good, let us escort this brave lass to her sister, then. Lead the way. I mean, I had to leave. You found her, adventurer, thank you. We are very grateful for your kindness. I guess it's going to be their job quest, is finding out why they're trying to kidnap these children. I was so scared. What did those terrible people want with us? You needn't worry about them anymore, sister. The man in red defeated them all. You saw how he fought with spells and steel. He's one of those heroes Papa told us about. A crimson duelist. Uh-oh. Aren't you? Uh-oh, a duelist. But I already have the one who plays cards. I did not expect to hear that name this far south into Yoza. Then you are a crimson duelist, I knew it. If your papa is telling his daughters tales of red mages, then he must be from Alamigo, yes? Well, that would explain his choice of bedtime stories. Now, shall we see you lasses home? We'll be alright from here, thank you again. And away they skip, safe and happy. Now, Zilly, was it not? I believe we've earned ourselves a celebratory drink. I'm down for a drink. Aha, you need not feel compelled, my friend. Should the mood strike you, however, you'll find me staying over at Blackbrush Station. Find the ale served at the coffer and coffin most agreeable. Zurhuntia. Ah, you came. As it so happens, the mother of those girls tracked me down and insisted I accept a reward. Once I mentioned you might be stopping by, she left a token of gratitude for you as well. It seems we've assisted an affluent merchant family, a revelation which might explain the attempted kidnapping, hefty ransom and all that. I'm told the girls were immediately assigned a capable bodyguard, however, so we can drink in peace knowing they are well protected. Sure they are. Oh, I've remembered whence I know your name. At first I did not think you one and the same, but I have heard of the Zilli whose deeds are celebrated across the 4 nations of Eorzea. It was Alizé who first mentioned you to me. After the 10th or so time some incident had her loudly wishing to have Zilli's courage or Zilli's strength, I became rather curious to meet you myself. Ah, how do I know the indomitable Alizé? Our paths crossed quite by chance. A fellow traveler met upon the road. She expressed an interest in red magery and persuaded me to instruct her in the basics of the art. She proved a quick study in the arcane side of things, but fencing was something of a challenge. By the end of our lessons, however, she had learned to combine spellcraft with swordplay, when to cast from afar and when to lunge forward with a well-timed thrust. And what of you, my friend? Have you any interest in the art? I suspect you would make an exceptional red mage. Well, of course I would. I am deadly serious. A woman who would rush to the aid of a stranger's child without fear or hesitation is a woman I would trust with the power of red magic. But even beyond that, I sense in you a kindred spirit. That's creepy. Be warned, however, that my style of teaching is a practical one. I will expect you to join me on my journey and assist me in aiding others. Accept those terms, and I will bestow upon you the accoutrement of a red mage. Are you familiar with soul crystals? This particular stone is attuned to the past wielders of red magics and will fill your mind with firm foundation of technique. You need only reach forth your hand. Okay. Guess we get our crystal now? Are you prepared to walk the path of a red mage? One word and the soul crystal is yours. Well, of course we will. You will not regret this decision, my friend. Gods above, for a moment there I thought you meant to refuse me. A host of red mages committed their memories to this gem, and now it is yours. Absorb the knowledge it contains, then we will discuss the finer points of red magic. Ah, but first I should give you that reward. Weapon and attire. Okay. I am ready. We'll do our first job quest. Zurun wishes to teach you the origins of red magic. Yay. I see from the glint in your eye that the soul crystal has surrendered its secrets. Welcome to the ranks of red mages. The art we practice is born of noble origin, as balanced and controlled energies were once used to stem the tide of destruction and reclaim a future for the dispossessed. I speak of the age some 1500 years past, when the clash of 2 sorcerous civilizations brought about the 6th umbral calamity. Ere the great floods rose, people fled from their homes and into the mountains of Girabanya. Even mages of Mach and Amdapur were to be found amongst the refugees. These wizardly practitioners became targets of retribution for the past they played in upsetting the natural balance, and soon did they shed their robes of black and vestments of white. If people were to survive and rebuild following the disaster, however, they would need the power of the arcane. Thus were the principles of black and white magery reinvented, and upon their combined foundation an entirely new discipline was built, red magic. Ah, but I have prattled on about the history of it for long enough. Far better that you experience red mage firsthand. There remains the mystery of who sent kidnappers after these poor girls, and I have a feeling attempts to unearth the culprit will provide the battle practice you require. Before we plunge into the fray, however, there are questions I would ask. Come with me to Eastern Thanalin, to the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Oh good, we have to go to Eastern Thanalin anyway for the venture thing. Zilli, there you are. I would introduce you to Father Iliud, but I believe the two of you have already acquainted. Zurun has told me a tale of nefarious spellcasters and their attempt to kidnap 2 young girls. You wish to ask if this thaumaturgical cabal is known to me, yes? There are several such cults which come to mind, but I must have more detail. You say each member shared some rather unusual traits? Aye, not one word spoken over the entire exchange, not one shift in expression when I urged them to yield. Each of them also appeared branded with some manner of tattoo, a sigil pulsing with arcane energy. Ah, an evil practice. Such cursed sigils are known to destroy the will of the bearer, resulting in biddable puppet, which acts in much the manner you have described. There is no salvation for such wretched creatures. And we must seek the fiends who pull their strings. Pray learn what you can of this cabal and its purpose, Father. Lily, we have another task to attend to. Might I suggest some light stretching before you step outside? Wait, might I suggest some light stretch? Oh, light stretching before you step outside. You'll soon understand why. like stretching, like for warm up. You have learned all Red Mage actions and traits to level 50. Detailed descriptions can be viewed in the Action and Traits window, accessed under Character in the main menu. Okay, we're going to move this gauge. For now, we'll just stick it here, and we'll find a better place for it later. So it's not in the middle of my screen. Okay, is this level 50? We'll do the level 50 quest. Where's C? Did you notice we were being followed, Zilly? The very cabal we are investigating seems to have taken an interest in us. Since an ambush in the offing, do they seek to silence us, perhaps? Well, let them try. This would be the perfect opportunity for you to test your newly acquired skills. But first, a brief lesson. Red Mage spells belong to two distinct schools, rooted as they are in the ancient disciplines of black and white magic. Intertwined, they form the solid core of red magic, and though the balanced casting of both disciplines can a red mage build these and through the balanced casting of both disciplines can a red mage build this foundation higher and higher. When your strength has reached its peak, that is when you lunge forward and unleash the energies thrumming within your blade, and then you keep away, returning to the first step. It is a dance, my friend. Leap away. Like, I can't read. Such a busy day. It's so hot in here. The air conditioner is working and starting to get better. Come out, wherever you are. We have no intention of running or hiding from you. Al amigo. I wear a sword, as you can see, but I am not partial to violence. Is there no chance we might attempt a parley in lieu of bloodletting? It's just a guy walking his dogs. I don't understand. How unsettling. Well, it seems you have your battle. Remember what I have taught you. You didn't teach me anything. You're just like, hey, use some stuff. Then stick him with a pointy end. The guy walking his dogs. I don't understand why we're attacking him. Oh, yeah, he's got a cane, but that just might mean that he has trouble walking. The thunder. Okay, that gave me 6. Okay, that gave me 10 of something. Why is it targeting him? There's something wrong with my targeting. I have no idea how to play this. The arrow. The thunder. Oh, something's glowing. We'll hit that one. First stone. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to know rotation before I start doing dungeons. Figured I could wing it, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do a couple and just see if it goes well. I mean, I'm not particularly partial to caring. Fire! Fire! Did we get it? These puppets must have a leader lurking nearby. Let us take the battle to our ambushes, shall we? But before we resume the hunt, let us be sure of your technique. As a red mage, you are capable of casting 2 spells in rapid succession, what is known as dual cast effect. Intone a short spell and you will find that a lengthy incantation can now be cast in an instant. Take advantage of this technique to bombard your foes with arcane destruction. Okay, well that sounds fun. Heck dies, no! Okay, I don't know what that just did, but... I don't know exactly what spells and what's other stuff. I'm looking to see what the effect everything has is. The riposte. Rorschach. Rorschach. Scatter. And they scatter like dust in the wind. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing as far as like a rotation. No, because even mages have rotations. Stick it with the pointy end. Yeah, I mean I could do the physical stuff, but it doesn't offer any like you're not learning the job if you're just doing stuff that way. Like they all seem complicated at first, but also spent like a total of maybe a second and a half reading the tooltips. Am I supposed to like let the thing build up? And that didn't do anything to my gauge. Gold. Follow the sphere will lead us to the source of this ambush. See the source? Highland of the source. Oh, that's new. I mean, this is what it says to press. Oh, I'm trying. Like, I'm only filling up one side of the gauge, though. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. You know, you're supposed to read your tooltips, but... It's nice of him to heal me, though. Okay, that makes me jump back. Slabber. Okay, we got something up here. Bursto. Okay. I understand this part of the rotation. Acceleration. Not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Yay, go me. We'll learn how to play it. We just started. And we learned how to play all the other ones. Which is a fortunate thing, for I did not anticipate the arrival of that fearsome hound. These mages were willing to forfeit their own lives to ensure that we lost ours. Yeah, what asses. Do you see the brand on her left cheek? This is the cursed sigil which stole her will and left her vulnerable to the most heinous of commands. Her ambushes were young men and women, every one. all transformed into mindless pawns by some hidden master. This master has shown no compunction against sacrificing pieces that outlive their usefulness. No, this cannot stand. Agreed. Heed me. You have begun your education in red magic, but there is much more I would teach you. Come, let us return to the Lish Yard. Because I couldn't do the retainer one. I mean, I get why, but having done every other side quest. You know the history of these graves? Oh yeah, I brought people here. The church's Lich Yard is the final resting place for many victims of the 7th Umbral Calamity. Red magic was conceived to stem such tides of destruction, in an age when the abuse of sorcery flooded the world with death. Its distinction from earlier disciplines is key. Whilst practitioners of black and white magic drew upon ambient ether, Red Mage weaves her spells using only the reserves of mana with which she was born. In the era in which red magic was created, to do otherwise was forbidden. To manifest more powerful effects, the first Red Mages adopted a method by which precise sword techniques would harness and amplify the energy of their spoken incantations. The Mage's own physical form serving as an arcane accelerator, an ingenious way of preserving their self-imposed limitations. Understand that the blade we wield is not simply a weapon, it is the focus of all our efforts to lessen strife and suffering. Every generation of Red Mage is part of an unending battle. We are soldiers who fight for those enduring violence and subjugation, bulwark against the unkind vagaries of fate. 20 years ago, I joined the revolutionaries in Alamigo and learned red magic alongside like-minded companions. We formed the Crimson Duelists, and together we rose up against the tyranny of the mad King Theodoric. We were crushed. Of all the duelists, only I survived to watch our homeland languish under the rule of imperial invaders. Even after leaving Alamigo, I never ceased fighting for its liberation, and when I learned of the calamity, of the threat to all lands of Eorzea, I allied myself with the valiant scholars of Sharlayan. In the end, I was unable to protect my homeland or halt the approach of fiery disaster, but never once in all those years have I betrayed the oath the duelists swore to champion the weak with heart and steel. Such is the nature of magic you will learn from this idealistic fool. If you would master this art, however, then my road shall become your road for the duration of your studies. I will remain here at the church for the time being, and be a pest to the good Father Iliad, until we uncover the origins. This is going to be one of those with names I can't pronounce. Your only chore shall be to reflect upon the lessons of the day and prepare for our next encounter. Level 52 job quest. Zaroon is ready to continue the investigation into the Mystery Cabal. How fares your training, my friend? Imagine you have grown quite accustomed to the shift between spellcraft and swordplay by now. Not particularly. I will continue to instruct you, but as I have said before, practical experience will serve you far better than any tiresome lecture. It is important you treat every battle as an opportunity to learn. Speaking of which, Father Iliad mentioned that he had something he wished to discuss regarding our sigil-branded ambushers. Let's head inside, shall we? I just think it feels complex, and I think it's like any job. The more you do it, like Black Mage seems rough at first, but then it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, whatever. I am ashamed that it did not occur to me earlier, but I recall an incident that may be connected to this dreadful cult. The merchant's son was kidnapped in Uldal some moons ago. When the merchant came to pay the ransom, however, both father and child were murdered. The perpetrators of this terrible act were never unmasked, but evidence at the scene suggests 2 were slain by thaumaturgy. What is more, this merchant was a native of Alamigo. Is this not also true of the father of the girls you rescued? Aye, he is Alamigan born, a man by the name of Wilkin, so his wife told me. Could he have been the true target of the kidnappers? We must speak with Master Wilkin at once. There are too many similarities in these cases to ignore, and I would not put it past this cult to make a direct attempt on his life. In anticipation of such action, I inquired after Master Wilkin's trading itinerary. It seems he is presently conducting business at the Mandeville Gold Saucer, delivering stock for game prizes or some such. Very resourceful of you, Father. Thank you. Come, Zilly, the Gold Saucer awaits. My apologies, Zilly. I neglected to ask if you are a patron of these halls, but we are here now, and Master Wilkin is still occupied with his trade. I am tempted to eavesdrop on his dealings to learn what manner of man we are saving. Let us play the part of happy gamblers and wander by his meeting in the Mandeville Lounge. Just look for the wonderfully hideous golden statue. Oh, it's of Godbert, isn't it? No, is it of the Cactar? If it's of Sabatinder, it's fine, but don't make fun of Godbert, he's dangerous. I am a fool. Thank you again. We'll make the most of this gift, I promise you. Back straight and head up now, lad, or folk will become suspicious. You've done not wrong. Besides, the coin is fair gotten and freely given. Part of the resistance. The young man he was talking to, he is known to me. One of the lads belonging to the Alamegan resistance, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this is clearly more than some simple business deal, but why waste time on suppositions when we can speak with the merchant himself, eh? Wilkin! Mistress Zillion, Master Zune. I'm never going to be able to pronounce that. I don't even know how. Glad I am for this chance to thank you in person for the kindness you showed my daughters. A Father Iliad sent word to expect you. He also mentioned that the danger to my family has not yet passed. You suspect that I have been marked for assassination? Aye. Have you any idea of the why? Say, retaliation for funneling funds to the Alamegan resistance under the guise of standard business dealings? Yeah, just lay it out. He even smiles. I've thought as much. I recognized your client as one of the young freedom fighters I'd seen in Jirabanya. Is it Gir or Gear? Girabanya? Oh, rest assured that your secrets are safe with us. I myself have spent the better part of my life aiding the resistance. Your dealings do, however, seem to have drawn some rather unpleasant attention. Very well, you saved my children's lives, and so I will trust you with the truth. Many Alamegan refugees are employed here at the Gold Saucer, in no small part due to the wishes of the establishment's owner, Lord Godbert Mandeville. Several of these employees have direct ties to the resistance, the young man you saw being one such conduit. As to why I meet them here, well, it is a matter of hiding the trees within the forest. There was another incident not so long ago where the son of an Alamegan-born merchant was kidnapped by a cadre of mages. When the father attempted to pay the ransom, the fiends slew both parent and child. I fear this scenario was one they had hoped to repeat with you. Yes, a terrible turn of events that was. I did not know the merchant personally, but I knew of his efforts. He too was said to have supported the resistance with the fortune he made in Ul'dah. And there we have our connection. They seek to eradicate resistance sympathizers. I sense the hand of the Empire behind this cabal. But it's so loud outside. But the assassins themselves favor magic, so they are unlikely to be native Garleans. The puppeteer could very well be hired killer or mayhap a recruit from a subjugated province. We shall learn the truth in due time. For now, however, we must take steps to keep you alive. Lord Mandeville is a member of the Syndicate, and Gold Saucer is his domain. Striking at me here would be difficult to say the least. I do, however, have pressing business to attend to in Vesper Bay in the coming days. Oh, we're going to have to go close the window. Vesper Bay, eh? Given its peculiar approach, I can think of a dozen places from which the assassins could stage an ambush. Well, yeah, I live in the middle of the city. So, might you entrust your safety to Zilly and me? Together we will prove more than a match for any ambushes, and it would also afford us greater insight into our foe. You certainly appear capable. I will gladly accept your protection. Then it's settled. Let us travel ahead to Vesper Bay and scout out the area. Pray return to the waking sands. Alright. Good, you're here. Master Wilkin has begun his overland trek from Ul'dah. Before he left, I asked the good merchant to discuss his travel arrangements with less than his usual discretion. Assuming the assassins have eyes and ears on their target, we can assume they will have moved to occupy the most favorable ambush sites. Now, if I were intent on murdering a lone traveler, I would choose one of two options, the first being the alleys here in Vesper Bay, and the second being the long dark tunnel leading into town. I propose we split up and secure both areas. I will take the back streets, and you can have the old mining shaft. Sweep the tunnel clean of ambushers, then meet me back here when you are sure the route is safe. Okay, good. We get some combat. Well, I gotta learn how to play the job at some point. Can't just be Crystal Tower. Alright, we're gonna do leveling next. Rocked. No, what? Yeah, we're getting the hang of it. Just it operates differently from some of the other ones. Defeated their ambush, did you? Well done. As you can see, they had a second group waiting in the wings. Your opponents were the same mute attackers as before, yes? I pity these cursed pawns, but we cannot let mercy stay our hand. They are a little different from the walking dead, and no art can restore them. I did, however, allow one to escape my blade. On purpose, of course. He seemed eager to disengage, and so I obliged. He limped off towards the coast, but with the wound I gave him, he'll not have fled far. I will track this last assassin to his destination. Pray remain here and greet Master Wilkin. He should be arriving through your secured tunnel any moment now. Okay. Wilkin! Ah, Mistress Zilly, here I am, and with nary a scratch upon my person, my deepest thanks. You have saved my family, and for that I can never truly repay you, but I must at least try. Pray share this gift with Master... My supplier will be waiting, and so I must take my leave of you. May Nald enrich you and bless your endeavors. We've had a stroke of luck. The man I followed leapt into the sea, and I was fished out by others in a rowboat. I last saw them making for a merchantman anchored out in the bay. Considering the absence of fear, I must assume the one who fled had been commanded to report the outcome of the ambush. If we can identify the ship, we will be one step closer to unmasking this vile puppeteer. And then we can... another token from the esteemed Master Wilkin? How kind that he seeks to reward us. Ah, and there is a note here as well, addressed to us both, him. You have my eternal gratitude. Twice now has my life been saved by red mages, and twice by one in particular. Mayhap you remember the day 20 years ago when the Crimson Duelist fought to save the life of a child. I remember you, Master Zrun, for your scarlet garb was forever etched into my memory. Oh, that's sweet. 'Tis a strange feeling to be recognized for a decades-old deed. Had he not known me, would he have been so ready to place his life in our hands, I wonder. Aside from a few wrinkles, I suppose I have changed little in my appearance. I was clothed thus when we worked to evacuate our fellow Alamegans, even as the homeland we knew crumbled around us. But in the end, it is the lives that matter, not the place. Regardless of the circumstances, a red mage must strive to achieve the greatest good. So I have always believed, our actions are our own reward, but a little acknowledgement does wonders to sustain one's faith. Eh? Yeah, it's nice to be recognized. Okay, Jurentia. Jurun awaits word of the merchantman's destination. Okay. I've asked some friends of mine and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to keep an eye out for that ship. We should know if the assassins seek to enter any of the major ports. Ah, Malinash contact. Aye, this is Jrun, and they are still there? Excellent, thank you. Seems the assassin's merchantman has been spotted sailing into Aleport. Come, we've no time to lose. My apologies for dragging you halfway across the realm, but I did promise you a journey. Now, as far as the merchantman, I'm told it's anchored a short distance offshore. We need to know more about the connection between this ship and our foe. They may have simply paid for passage, but there is something about that vessel. I say we wander the port and see what gossip there is to be had. Oh, talk to people. Off. It'll probably freak the mess out of me. The merchantman, what just sailed in? I don't know buggery about it, not even the bleeding name. All I know is her crew's about as lively as a cabin full of corpses. It ain't natural. There's a rumor going round that the Yellow Jackets have taken an interest in their dealings, so I'd rather keep me distance any road. Hey, I'm finished answering your questions, now off with you. Yeah. Yeah, I want that PvP gear. But we still have to do the main scenario. There's a red circle around here. There it is. Modest merchant and a nervous. Nay, me lass, I've not much to tell you about that ship. They say she's a trading vessel, what brings goods from Rajasthan, but her crew's a sullen lot. Asking a friendly question about what they was hauling got me naught but blank stares and silence. Ah, maybe they're smugglers, gun runners, bootleggers. Arg, there be pirates. That ship's naught but trouble, you mark my words. I've mates would swear they've seen her pulling alongside Imperial vessels. Only the gods know what's hiding in that hole of hers. Could be weapons, could be prisoners. Just the bleeding sight of her makes me whiskers twitch. Yeah. Yeah, so they're shady. Okay. We kind of knew that already. Come on, little chocobo, you can do it. Were you able to learn aught of interest? Strange crew, mystery cargo, ship's name unknown. I heard much the same. I'm beginning to think that our assassins used the vessel as a floating base with no permanent camp on land. It would certainly be easier to avoid the attention of local forces, not to mention curious adventurers. I also spoke with an acquaintance in the Yellow Jackets, and he confirmed the ship's official status as a trader to and from Rajasthan. Even if rumors of her dealings with Garlean agents in open waters are rife, as long as the merchantman appears to trade within the law, however, officials are reluctant to force their way on board and cause an incident. They've yet to uncover enough evidence, it seems. Well, if a solid reason to investigate is lacking, then mayhap we should help them find one, eh? Let's have ourselves a look in some of their crates on the docks. Just a little innocent curiosity is all. Yeah, let's go through their stuff. This dock, okay. Yeah, and I'm sure they'll attack us here, so. It's alright, I'm ready for anything. Yeah, except my alarm. That crate contains a cerulean tank of Imperial design. Now, there's only two of them. I could probably just solo them down. They keep interrupting me. I put Surecast on. You figured that would help. I don't know. Your cure seems to be pretty nice. Oh, my rotation's off. The bulky key calls from slain assassin's hand. Not you. Well, where is the key? Did I already acquire it? Okay. I guess I thought I'd have to pick it up. Like, you never know when it just gives you stuff or when you have to pick it up off the ground. How did your investigations fare? I found a veritable bounty of military supplies, cerulean tanks, Imperial rations, Imperial insignias on everything. The authorities will be most interested to hear of this, I'll wager. What's that you have there? Bulky key. Well, dropped by one of the ship's crew members, you say, and I just so happen to have found a most inconveniently locked box. I shall go and relay our findings to the Yellow Jackets. I'm sure you'll think of some use for that key of yours. You hear a faint groan coming from inside the box. Oh. Smuggling somebody. A young lass. What? Where am I? Was I sleeping in a box? What an odd thing for me to do. Does a girl have a name? Arya. Very Game of Thrones. Yes, that's it. That's my name. Or is it? Yeah, it could be. Well, I guess it will have to do for now. And what do I call you? I am Adventurer. I'll try to remember that. Thank you for letting me out. What happened here is all I miss. This lass was inside the box. I might suspect a stowaway, but it was more likely she was kidnapped. People who took you may be lurking nearby. We should probably put some distance. Come now, you needn't fear me so. Please say something reassuring, would you? Wow. Yeah, he's gentle as a kitten. He is? If you say so, then I suppose it must be true. You seem to have made a new friend. Let's see about arranging some lodgings for now. We can discuss where to go from here. Yeah, we're in Airport. Let's get a drink. The poor girl was asleep within moments. The entire ordeal must have left her exhausted. As for the results of our efforts with the cargo, I suggest we continue the conversation outside. I presented our findings to the Yellow Jackets, and the evidence was indeed sufficiently damning to spark a full-scale investigation. Regretfully, it appears the assassins caught wind of the coming storm. A squad of soldiers was dispatched to the docks only to witness the merchantman sailing away with all hands on board. Not quite the outcome we'd hoped for, but at the very least they'll no longer find a warm welcome in Eorza's ports. Okay. The other issue we face now is what to do with young Arya. Her breath carries a faint aroma that may account for her memory loss. I suspect she was subjected to a certain incense which, when inhaled, can cloud a person's mind. The next step was likely to brand her with one of those vile sigils and effect the permanent destruction of her free will. It was fortunate that you released her when you did. Arya remains muddled, but her condition should improve with time. Once her memories have returned, we can learn exactly who she is, and just importantly, perhaps, the circumstances which led to her capture. Druntia has a proposal to help cure Arya's memory loss. I have spoken with Arya, but it seems her memory has yet to return. The incense used must have been potent indeed to create such a lasting fog. If she cannot recover naturally, then we must rely on some familiar sight or event to jolt her senses back to normalcy. Might I ask that you take her out somewhere to test my theory? She seems far more comfortable around you, after all. At the very least, I would know from whence she hails. I shall call once more upon my acquaintance in the Yellow Jacket. Surely she has family who are searching for her. Okay. Alright, Arya. Thank you again for letting me out of that crate. I had such a lovely sleep. That awful tiredness has left me, but I still can't seem to remember anything. Outside? Well, yes, I suppose a fresh breeze might help to blow away the cobwebs. I think I'd like to see the view from the battlements. Will you join me up there? Look, isn't it beautiful? I've never seen anything so... Is this truly the first time I'm seeing this view? I try to remember, but my mind is a blank page. I can be sure of nothing. We will make you new memories. Okay. Make new memories? Oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. It's almost a gift of sorts, isn't it? Being able to enjoy things afresh. I think I'll stay up here a while longer, just to be sure I'll remember it tomorrow. Oh, do you see that ship? How do they keep such massive things afloat? Fond of ships, are you? Why, yes, I am. I think I might always have been. What an insightful question. I remember when I was a child, I would always beg my uncle to... Oh, I remember I had an uncle. He was my only family. He tried to protect me, but... Forgive me, the exact events are still a jumble, but the memory was not a pleasant one. That day, it's all coming back in a rush. Do you think we might return to the end? I need a moment or two. Yeah. The Yellow Jackets were able to dig up a report on Arya from their records, and I hurried back to share the news, but seeing as her memory of the incident has returned, I'd rather hear the tale from the source, as it were. From what I can recall, I'd always lived with my uncle. He was a kind, gentle man who would often tell me stories of my parents. I was young when they died. Too young to remember them, I think. The report mentioned that you were citizens of Limsa Lominsa. Do you remember where you were when the attack came? Yes, we were on the road to somewhere. The ambushers appeared as if from thin air, and my uncle stepped forward to shield me. They killed him. What happened after that is a blur, but my memory of that moment is crystal clear. Thank you, Arya. You needn't force yourself to remember the rest. For now, we must concern ourselves with your future. It would not be charitable to send you back to town alone, especially with significant parts of your memory still missing. Yet we cannot ask you to accompany us either. Our journey leads us on a path to confront the very cabal whose malevolent embrace you have but recently escaped. I would go with you, even so. You saved my life and helped me accept the loss of my past. If there's a chance my memories could return and lead you to these villains, then I would stay at your side. How can I refuse such passion? It seems we've adopted a new companion. The greatest challenge facing us now, however, is deciding on our next destination. The merchantman has fled, and we know not whither it is bound. Isles of Umbra. I remember they were the only words I heard them speak before I blacked out. Isles of Umbra, the master calls. These puppets do not, nay, cannot, speak idly. Ready yourself. We cross to the Isles of Umbra and confront this master of theirs. You as well, Arya. We fight together. Do I have to do like Pharaohs? The Maelstrom soldiers tell of a steady stream of tight-lipped arrivals. It would seem the master gathers all the marionettes to the Isles. I armed Arya with what I had, but I can fight. Okay. She can fight. Fight! You can barely talk, lass. I thought her afraid of the mages who took her, but nay, 'tis the thought of ghosts and ghouls which have her all a-tremble. Can you blame her? The very ground here feels haunted, as if angry spirits might burst forth at any moment. Like that shadowy thing behind you. Behind you! Well, what? It's not there, lass. If we can get a move on, now we can get a move. It's not there, lass. Now can we get a move on, or would you rather head back to Airport? I'm coming with you. Okay. Proceed. Might go quicker if I just did them one at a time. What is this? Embolden. We'll save that in case there's a boss. Or boss-like enemy, so... What is this buff I have on? What is this? Brilliant Conviction, breaking limits as only a true warrior of light could. Okay. It doesn't seem to say what it does, but is it just like a bonus? That's not what I want. Empty Magus. Well, she's right up in there, isn't she? Let's move this to here, I suppose. I don't want to accidentally hit my limit break while I'm trying to use it. Yeah, button bloat. That hurt. And there's certainly something there. Oh, he's probably the boss. We'll get rid of the lightweight first. Yeah, I forgot I have cure, so. Fear Gorta. Okay, well, it's like the other boss in Palace. We don't want to just like stand in his AoE in case he's got like a tank buster or something. Well, he's not going to take any damage as long as these guys are alive, so. It's alright, we'll have some swords soon. Now we've finished this. He's still got like half his stuff left. No, why not do that? I'm not going to pretend to know what I'm doing. You're fire. You're fire. Finish him off with a Leech sword skills. Okay. Well. The hand that controls these assassins cannot be far. Let's split up and search, shall we? Yell if you run into trouble. Delectable. Your mortal frame brims with vital energies, an irresistible feast. Are you unharmed? Lombard. A pleasure to see you, June. My, how the years have etched themselves upon your brow. That's rude. Not wrong, but it's rude. This smirking bastard is Lombard. We were allies once. Ah, yes, the valiant crimson duelists. Such fond memories. I relished their slaughter. The duelists live on through me, traitor. Not for long, my old friend. You shall soon share their fate. Crude interruptions. This is not how I wish to savor your defeat. Yeah, you better run. Lombard, gods damn you. Lombard. More like lame bard. Yeah, right? You knew that man? Yes, yes, we'll speak of it later. First, I would know where you learned to cast spells like that. I don't remember anyone teaching me. It just sort of happened. It just sort of happened? I expected you to club things with that old scepter, not fling balls of fire. Incredible. So, Arya, does this mean you've overcome your fear of the undead? What are you? Ah! Well, my friends, shall we return to Aleport now that we've unmasked the Cabal's master? I can tell you this much. He is not a man we wish to confront unprepared. Everything looks good. Okay, so that must be this, and then we got 2 more left to do before we continue. As was apparent through our unpleasant exchange, I have a history with this master of assassins. His name is Lombard. 20 years ago, he and I were part of the group who founded the Crimson Duelist. We studied the fated teachings passed through generations of Giralbanians and revived the art of red magic as a weapon against tyranny. But one day Lombard simply snapped. He murdered my unsuspecting comrades and vanished into the shadows. I returned from scouting alone to discover the aftermath of a massacre. It was later that I learned his treachery had been paid for with imperial coin, but never could I find what became of the man himself. After 20 years of fruitless searching, I thought him dead. This has now become a matter of vengeance. I mean to pursue Lombard and exact a price for his betrayal, but I will not ask you to join me in this vendetta. Worry not. Your grasp of red magic will allow you to grow without the need for a teacher. As for you, Arya, I will arrange a suitable sanctuary. I'll not turn you out to fend for yourself. I shall treasure the time we spent together, my friends. May our paths cross again. Should we let him go off alone like that? I don't know about you, but I feel my part in this is not over. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, was there something else? I will go with you. This is not your battle, my friend. I will deal with Lombard alone or die in the attempt. I can see I am wasting my breath. You have that determined looks. That so impressed me the first time we met. Very well, we stand together then. You are more comrade to me now than student, and I welcome your sword at my side. I'm coming too. I want to help save others from this monster, just as you saved me. I want you to teach me red magic. As things stand, I'm just a burden to you. If I'm to do more than be carried along in your wake, I need my own way to make a difference. You certainly do have an aptitude for the arcane. Lombard appears to target such use for recruitment into his puppet cabal. But Zilly rescued you from that mindless fate, and now you would don the red to fight in our crusade. There's a sense of rightness to it, isn't there? Stand with us then, Arya. Join the ranks of the Red Mages. It's going to be like when Tataru tried to become an Arcanist. She didn't even get a hat. You look splendid, but it's more than clothes which make the woman. I like the boots more than the ones he gave me. Help me train her as I trained you. I'll pay close attention, I promise. I cannot read. Oh, and Arya, there'll be no more hiding behind Zilly, is that clear? I'll try to be brave. Targeting's an issue sometimes. Wishes to investigate Lombard's next move. Lombard and his puppets are acting under Imperial orders. That much is certain. Ever since we thwarted the attempt on Master Wilkin, however, it would seem that they have abandoned him as a target. The merchant's life is not worth all the assassins we cost them, I'd wager. But it will only be a matter of time before the Cabal is given new prey to hunt. I've called in a favor with a friend to investigate possible targets, and he's agreed to meet us at Hawker's Round in Limsa Lamenza. This fine gentleman here is Riol, a former member of the Company of Heroes. He's been helping us with our investigation since before we left for Aleport. Ah, the two of you have met, I take it. Yeah, the Titan stuff. Good to see you too, lass. Mr. Red Britches here didn't mention you was on the road together. Anyhow, let's get straight to business. I did some digging into that floating fortress of your Cabal. The merchantman dabbles in a bit of trading to keep up the charade, so I started paying attention to where the goods ended up. And I think you'll find that Lombard gets his orders from the Imperial base in northern Thanalan, Castra Meridianum. That's your best bet, I reckon. You are a treasure, Riol. I'll pass on any new information we manage to uncover. For the now, though, consider that favor repaid in full. Zilly, Arya, to the drowning winch. Alright. Do 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 do. Okay, this is the drowning winch. Where are you? Okay, over here in the corner. Right, we have our destination, so let's discuss the objective. We need to storm Castra Meridianum and locate documentation on Lombard's next target. A poor choice of words, perhaps. To clarify, one of us will provide a diversion while the other two slip inside and rifle through desks until we find what we're looking for. Better? Zilly, you will be our decoy. Draw away as many of their sentries as you can and buy us the time we need. Arya, we will run you through some practice exercises. I see you have been honing your skills on various beasts, but this will be your first battle against a thinking opponent. Very well, make your preparations, my friends. We meet at Robon's Push. Okay. Right, just as we planned. Do your best to become the center of Imperial attention. Yeah, I don't think that'll be difficult. Arya, you're with me. Once inside, we'll split up to hasten our search, so steel yourself for run-ins with patrols. I hope I'm ready for this. Just keep your head and you'll be fine. You've not quite reached Zillia's level of skill, but your offensive magics are, to be quite honest, terrifyingly powerful. Your restorative arts are, on the other hand, well, let me just say that the scales swing both ways. Now that I think on it, Alizé lacked balance in much the same manner. Must be something in the blood, but rarely have I met such an extreme case as you. Not to worry, we will work on your weaker aspects until you find an equilibrium, such as the key to excelling in red magic. Now, let us set to work. Head around to the front of the base and make a nuisance of yourself. With the growth you've shown, I'm certain you can handle whatever those Imperials throw at you. We'll be sneaking in from the backside while you hold their attention. Please try not to fight all of them at once. The map's wonky. These guys are a joke. They're a black eft. No. Imperial Reaper. My cure doesn't seem to do a whole lot. Okay. Now what? Oh, back. I guess they went in and did the thing. We just walk up to the front door and just start murdering people. That's what we do. Oh, it was giving me a chain bonus too. Nice. You don't do things by halves, do you, my friend? I could hear the commotion from the other side of the wall. Our foe was so focused on your battle, I dare say we could have walked out with an entire shelf of records. As things stand, however, we contented ourselves with the knowledge of Lombard's forthcoming operations. There is much to discuss. I suggest we withdraw to the cerulean plant that we might converse in relative safety. Ah, but it would seem the experience has taken its toll on poor Arya. Are you able to walk, my dear? I mean, what can you do? I see the color has returned to your cheeks, Arya. Do you feel any better? Much better, thank you. I may have been pushing too hard to perfect my white magics. From what I witnessed, I'd say you have much work yet ahead of you. Keep at it. I will. Let us return to the subject at hand, shall we? We uncovered documents detailing the Empire's deployment of the Cabal, and it is much as we surmised. The Cabal's assassins spirit away youths with arcane aptitude, much like our Arya here, and deliver them to Lombard for branding. Once the cursed sigil has destroyed their wills, he fills their empty minds with lethal thaumaturgy, and conditions them to follow his every command. It seems, however, that the formation of the Cabal itself was a relatively recent development. Lombard received Imperial orders to organize his puppets into an expendable force, a fearless, unswervingly loyal cult of assassins that could strike against resistance supporters in lands beyond the Empire's reach. This plan, as well as Lombard's involvement, was proposed by the Crown Prince Xenos, heir apparent to the Emperor. Even within the Imperial legions, this man has a reputation for cold brutality. Aside from his mastery of red magic, Lombard is well versed in ancient spells and rituals. Doubtless this knowledge, coupled with the singular lack of moral character, did much to curry the favor of monsters such as Xenos. And now we come to the Cabal's next assignment. I could scarce believe it with my own eyes, even as I read the details of the operation. Lombard's next target is the Garland Iron Works. The company of engineers founded by the great Cid Garland. Cid's my buddy, no. As a sanctuary for Imperial defectors, the Ironworks has long drawn the ire of the Empire, and if that wasn't reason enough, the company has also begun sharing engineering secrets with Alamegan resistance. To my knowledge, this would be the highest profile enemy the Cabal has ever been deployed against. But the operation will not target Cid himself. They have a far more effective method in mind. The plan is to assassinate Garland's senior staff, and the name at the top of their list was Jesse, his deputy president. I don't think I've ever heard of Jesse. Cid's ideas cannot be brought to fruition without a talented team of engineers, and the organization itself will grind to a halt without Jesse's expertise. Her loss would be a dark day for Eorzea indeed. I've communicated the details of the planned assassination to the Ironworks. Unlike Master Wilkins' case, however, Lombard has been ordered to succeed at any cost. He will keep sending his killers until the deed is done, or we put a stop to this Cabal for good. And that means bringing down Lombard himself. Ziliaria, I will need your aid. Sharpen your swords and ready your spells, for we are going to war. War. Crossrune is planning a final confrontation with Lombard. Manification. Okay, so this just starts you with half a bar. That's useful. Lombard will be preparing to move on Garland Ironworks. According to the plans we viewed, they know that Jesse is scheduled to accompany a delivery to the Alamegan resistance. The ambush itself will be sprung on the outskirts of Revenant's Toll as she makes her way to a waiting airship. It should be a simple matter for us to lie in wait in Mordona and take the ambushers and Lombard by surprise. Our success will, of course, hinge upon Jesse's cooperation, and I've arranged to meet her to hammer out the finer details. Pray travel ahead to Revenant's Toll, and we will find you on... Her outfit looks nice. I'm sorry, were you looking for me? I just felt more comfortable waiting in the corner. I'm waiting to get those number 2 type B boots. Oh, Crossrune and Jesse are here. I'm going to call him Crossrune from now on. Because Rune or X-Rune, it just doesn't make... I don't know. Right, I've heard all about this big plan to murder me. I'm surprised no one's tried it before, considering how the company starts to fall apart the very instant I leave the room. Yes, Cid's assistant I've never seen before. No. Any road, I understand that you and Miss Lazatha here are in charge of keeping me alive while I make my merry way to the airship. Is that correct? Lombard's been instructed to bring his entire cabal to bear on this operation. As long as they've no hint that we're onto their plan, then we stand a chance of wiping out the lot of them. I only wish we could manage it without exposing you to danger. Maybe we could if I pretended to be Jesse. Dress you up as the deputy president. That's actually a rather clever idea. Let's get the girl a costume then. I'm not afraid to act as bait, but when push comes to shove, I'll only be in your way. We'll need to do something about that hair. There we go. From a distance, no one will be able to tell the difference. It's just up close, you're a bit short. Can we stretch you out by a foam or so? Stretch me out? I'm only pulling your leg, lass. I appreciate what you're doing for me. If you're ever in need of a favor, I'd be happy to pay you back in kind. The Ironworks airship will soon arrive at the cliffside outside town. Arya will make for the vessel whilst pretending to be Jesse, and you, Zilly, will act as her bodyguard. We still have a little time until the airship is scheduled to depart. Make whatever preparations you need, then meet me by the Aetherite. Oh yeah, we'll find better glam items, certainly, after we progress a bit more. We were locked into level 60 and below stuff for so long. But I know there's better stuff out there. The time has come. The Ironworks airship makes ready to depart, and our battle with the traitorous Lombard fast approaches. There is, however, one thing I have never been able to reconcile. Why did Lombard sell his soul to the Empire? He was the duelist's most brilliant scholar, and not the kind of man who would betray his homeland for vulgar coin. I was baffled when I heard the Empire had bought his loyalty. But no matter his reasons, the crime he committed was unforgivable, and we shall bring him to justice. Let us see the deed done, my friends. To the southeast gate. Yeah, I think I have one MSQ mission left before. I don't know, I may technically need to end the last one, but yeah, Far Side of Fate. It's the last one for Heavensward patch content. Excuse me. This is it. Arya, take the path towards North Silvertier and keep up the pretense as best you can. No, I sold that. Okay. The airship is waiting near the Keeper of the Lake, but we can be sure the assassins will make their move before you arrive. It will be up to you to protect Jesse on the road. Rather than let them flank us, I will intercept the large group meant to fall upon you from the south. You continue to surprise me with the potency of your offensive magics, Arya. With the progress you've shown, I have little doubt you could hold your own against one or two of those mindless assassins. But I must ask that you do not engage in combat unless absolutely necessary. The goal is to lure Lombard himself into the fray, and our charade must be convincing. Zelly should be more than a match for his puppet underlings. I have no doubt of that. Right, then off I go. Is it not asking me for to proceed? Where the hell are they? Oh, they just walked right by it. Yeah, look at me, brilliant. Brilliant! Now we got an interrupt. That was some battle. Are you ready to continue on? I'll go ahead as before. All right. You make it look so easy. Hello, yes. Zilly has defeated every ambush so far. Very good. I've just finished mopping up the flanking groups, and will take up position near the airship. We continue with the charade for now. Make to board the airship as planned. Zilly and I will conceal ourselves nearby until Lombard makes his move. He should have a few of his puppets left, and I will be forced to take action directly. That's when we strike, together. You hear all that? Let's keep moving then. Alright. Let's keep going. Alright. Good luck. That's Dion. Is he one of my fate targets? No. No, we'll just leave him be. We'll leave him be. There's no point. What have we here? An imposter? 'Twould seem I have fallen victim to a child's ploy. Yeah, pretty much. Your cabal is in ruins, Lombard, and this time you'll face the consequences of your crimes. But first I must know, why did you turn coat for the Empire after all we had achieved together? Ah, still the same simple cross-rune, the same tiresome idealism. Your point? Well, maybe it's a 10. How many lives did we save, you and I, and what did that truly accomplish? The ancient art of red magic is capable of so much more. A red mage restricts the source of his mana, but accelerates the effect of his spells via the medium of his own physical form. And what would befall such a mage who then attempted the same techniques whilst channeling the vast ethereal energies of nature? A fool's endeavor. The wielder would be consumed. Just so, and there we see the true potential of the art. Imagine the incredible powers we could unleash, were we not caged within these prisons of flesh. It was in the wisdom of the ancients that I discovered the means to transcend our limits, a method to transform one's vessel and command ever grander magics. The price to be paid, however, was a costly one. Restructuring my body required years upon years spent in arcane slumber. And was it worth it to surrender that which makes you mortal? I freed myself from my chains. I now command energies greater than any found in the black or the white or the red. The Crimson Duelists were merely my first step towards greatness, noble sacrifices for a greater cause. You damnable fiend. His glows, why doesn't mine glow? Is he like void scent? Transform. My art is unfettered by weak-minded taboos. You cannot best me with your feeble red magics. Never once did I lose a duel to you. This day will be no different. You always were the better fighter. I've barely succeeded in giving you a scratch. But a single scratch is all I need. See, they're wearing the same outfit as me. Just like the male version. You see, as a consequence of my transformation, my strength lies not in harming your body, but in draining your spirit. Once I have wounded you, your life force belongs to me. You. Death Rune, no! Tin Rune, no! I don't know how to say his name. Well, well, you yet draw breath. But not for long. I shall send you to Thal's realm with the answer to your question, my reason for joining the Empire. My new form allows me to wield spells of magnitude denied to ordinary mortals, but I must feed. If I fail to consume sufficient life energies, then I am afflicted with terrible hunger. My work as an assassin provides me with fresh prey and an ideal environment within which to pursue my research. I am eternally grateful to Xenos for his rare and generous understanding. You speak of achievements, but the constraints of red magic offered naught but frustration, and now after 2 decades of futile resistance is your struggle finally over. My friends, you must flee. This is far from over. Students of red magic, are you? Come, then show me how you resist the advent of your own destruction. Is he gonna keep calling a bunch of ads? Should I just focus him down or work on the ads first? I think we'll work on the ads first. Oh, she died quick. Well, I can't help it if she died that fast. Good lord. Okay, well. Well, she's not, like, technically in my party, so I can't just even, like, target her straight up, so. I can't, like, target her. I gotta keep her healthy. She's just gonna stand in the AoEs. Is he vulnerable to sleep? I mean, nobody really is, but... No, it doesn't seem like it. Well, I mean, I'm not worried about me dying. I'm worried about her dying. That's what keeps killing me. Hey, I can just heal. Don't cure me, cure yourself, dummy. Alright, we have to kill this one because this is where she's standing. That's how it got me last time, was that I wasn't paying attention to her health, because who the hell would? Hurting him is not my issue. She's gonna die if I don't heal her. Why is she just taking so much damage? It's like killing my MP too. I can't let her die. Keeping her alive is like the key to this, it seems. I'm gonna keep myself alive too. Look, like I'm just spending half my time healing her. And like, move out of the AoEs, goofball. Yeah, it's hard, but it's not hard because it's hard. It's hard because, like, the AI is stupid. She doesn't need to be at full health. Well, yeah, like my entire approach was wrong because I was trying to kill the guy, and it turns out that's not what you need to do. Yeah, like, see, like, I spent half the damn match just healing her. So my hope, of course I lost it the first time. I didn't realize you would lose if she died. My comrades, you are champions of the red. You were useless. Injured or not, you could have thrown a heal in there once in a while. Jrune, you mustn't try to move. I'm not dead yet, lass, though it was nice that you thought to avenge me. What a miserable pair we make, the last of the Crimson Duelists, staining the ground scarlet with our blood, and I cannot even claim this final vengeance as mine. That honor goes to my students. Ah, but there lies the difference between you and me, Lombard. Your puppets follow your commands without question, but they'll not carry on your legacy after you're gone. Is that what 20 years of struggle has taught you? I admit the sense of justice with which you infect others has delivered you victory, on this day at least. But the fates are known for their spiteful twist of fortune. Take this aria of yours. I'm fine. It was a trying battle, is all. Will this be the injustice which breaks you? A pity I will miss your suffering. Lombard knew something, and it seemed to amuse him. Are you truly all right? I feel much recovered, honestly. We should return to Revenant's Toll. Yeah. I don't know if, like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I just spent half of it healing her. Like, I don't know if there's a better way to do that, but it worked. Like, just get out of the AoEs. It's still an effort to remain upright, but I believe I'll live. Seeing how you countered the technique which felled me was a proud moment indeed. You and Arya make a fine team. I expect the Deputy President will be along shortly. You have my thanks. Had you not uncovered this plot, I would almost certainly be dead by now. It's quite a sobering thought. 'Tis Zilly and Arya who most deserve your gratitude. I was busy bleeding to death whilst the two of them vanquished the assassin's master. Is that so? Well then, feel free to send the bill for any expenses incurred on this operation to Sid himself. With Lombard's death, so too will his cabal of assassins cease to plague us. For much of my life I have lived with failure, the loss of my homeland, my inability to help prevent the calamity, but I chose to fight on in the face of these defeats. It has taken 2 decades to right the wrongs of my past, yet finally I have managed a tangible victory for my home and for Eorzea. You have made this possible. Thank you, my students, my comrades. The teachings of your mentor awaken a new power within you. This concludes the Red Mage quest for Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must have completed the main scenario quest, The Far Edge of Fate. Once you have done so, the next Red Mage quest will be available from Crossrune Tia. Alright.